Do you ever read a book and get to a point where you read something that comes up that you've seen a lot in loads of books and it really puts you off and you get bored of it? Well, today we're going to be talking about tropes in fantasy and why I think they get a bad rep and people kind of misunderstand what they actually mean. Before we get into the video, make sure to use your stuff of liking and subscribing and comment down below. Tell me what's your favourite and least favourite fantasy trope. Love to hear what you think. So let's start off by talking about what a trope is, and that is something that repeatedly comes up within fantasy books, an idea or concept. For example, the most common one, which is the chosen one. I feel that these kind of are not understood properly because there are some that can get very boring. For example, the chosen one. People do get bored of that and they don't like the fact that a character is put into a better position than the other main characters, especially the fact that you then, when you have a chosen one, you end up to not care so much about secondary characters because they aren't going to do anything because it's the main character, chosen one, that's supposed to do stuff. And that's fair enough. But what people misunderstand is that a trope is a trope for a reason. It is popular because it works. And the way people get around boring and stale tropes is putting their own spin on it, finding a way to do it differently than everyone else. You use a trope because you can do it differently and in a kind of interesting way. You don't put it in there because they're successful. Like, I'm going to add the chosen one trope, or the farm boy trope, or the secret and royalty trope, just because it worked in other books, I'm going to put it in mine. Try and find interesting ways to get around the trope. Use it in different ways than just putting it in there because they're popular. Tropes are tropes, like I said, because they're popular, because they have worked in the past and worked very well. And so people try to emulate things that work well. If you think about it in kind of a business way, if you say someone makes a product that's very good, yeah, and what you do is just copy it exactly, not only people not going to really know about your product, they'll just not buy it because it's not. They've already got that. They don't need it again. And the way you do that is make it different, make it interesting, and put your own spin on the trope. I feel like a broken record here because I'm just going on about just making it different from the others. Many tropes that kind of get a bad rep, like for example the chosen one, people start to hate it because they see it so much. And there are some great ways to be able to make this work, and that is maybe 3 I can think of the top of my head is have multiple chosen people. This one I'm not a big fan of, but I understand how this can work because it means that there are a group of people that can then do different things, and it's still left a bit of surprise in who does what and how they get or reach or like defeat, whatever you want to go there. There are other ways, for example, making secondary characters and just making them so nuanced and different. So giving them like a strong personality, making them make some of the decisions, because quite often it's the chosen one that does everything and the secondary characters are there just to make comments and give the main character a thumbs up. And that is a bit of an issue though, because then secondary characters become irrelevant because what are they going to do in this situation? So make them make decisions for the main character in a way. Make them choose what to do, and just give them just such a great personality. Make them so likable that people care about them and care whether people live or die here. Other than that, making the chosen one vague in a way. No spoilers, but I'm gonna just drop Mistborn in here. If you've not read that, go read that. It's great. People who've read it know what I mean. It's kind of linked into kind of the prophecy side of stuff, which is another kind of trope, which kind of goes hand in hand with the chosen one in a way. But this is just ways you can make it interesting without just kind of shoehorning it in because it's popular. People say that they don't like some tropes, and that if you look hard enough at some of the books you read, you can easily pick out tropes. Quite often, most things in fantasy, most common concepts are tropes. And by saying you don't like tropes is a bad idea, because that doesn't work. You're not understanding the point that quite a lot of the things you read have tropes in them, and that's how books work. Because everyone takes ideas and tries to make them their own. And that's how things become tropes. But anyway, if I just give a few recommendations for things I think that do this really well, anything by Brandon Sanderson, I'm just going to say that now. The Lightbringer series, that's also a great one. Name of the Wind and the kind of King Killer Chronicles, I really like that one. I think that does take some parts and makes that really good as well. And there are many, many more that are very good. Those are my kind of recommendations. So in short, a trope is existent in most of fantasy. There are loads that you can choose from, and the way to make a trope work is to try and make it different. Put your spin on it. Use it in an interesting way. Don't use it because it's popular. Use it because you feel you can add to it. And yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm like talking down just before I say it. This is my opinion. If you don't like it, let me know. Let's have a conversation down below. If you enjoyed this video, I'll leave another one either side of me, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.